When I was in a relationship, I literally ignored every single red flag. Like, he was texting other girls, I was like, it's okay. Now I'm single, okay? This guy wipes his nose the wrong way, you know, or walks funny. I'm like, whoop. Sorry, gonna have to ghost you now. You're weird.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you.
We don't care.
So much better to handle a breakup respectfully and not go crazy and psycho on them. But that could never be me. That could never be me.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
How do I have so many boy problems, but no boyfriend? No, what?
It's always interesting to notice, guys, how these women will always come to the conclusion that they are ready for a real man and that they have done their growth and that they have self-respect only after they are done chasing the bad boys. And guys, the reason why they're done chasing the bad boys is not because they're sick of them or because, you know, she's not attracted to them anymore because she is enlightened now. No. It's because women start to realize that they are running out of time and they need a good, loyal man to take care of them. But what is going on, guys? It is Taylor The Fiend back again with another response video. And on today's episode, guys, we're going to be continuing a series, okay? I have gotten sick and tired, me and my editor have gotten sick and tired of naming every single one of these videos in accordance to what the woman is ranting about. So we're just going to make a whole series, guys, that we did ages ago on the channel, you know, and do a lot of these videos on why men are refusing to date. And right off the block, guys, we are going to be kicking it off with this woman right here. As always, gentlemen, make sure that you come and join us over on Locals. The link is in the description, guys. Totally free to join. If you're interested in supporting the episodes or getting access to exclusive ones, make sure that you go and check that out. And without further ado, let's jump in and see what this woman has to say. And remember to leave your thoughts and your comments. Let's take a listen. So this is the first one. Let's take a listen.
When I was in a relationship, I literally ignored every single red flag. Like, he was texting other girls, I was like, it's okay. Now I'm single, okay? This guy wipes his nose the wrong way, you know, or walks funny. I'm like, whoop. Sorry, gonna have to ghost you now. You're weird.
Notice how all of the terrible behavior that the quote-unquote terrible behavior, oh, he's talking to other girls, he's doing this, he's all doing that, right? It's all brushed under the rug for men that they're attracted to. Okay, have you ever noticed, guys, that these standards, right, that these women set, quote-unquote standards, these are things that are set for men that they're not highly attracted to. Like, they literally make up rules. Guys, some of you have probably heard the most ridiculous rules in your life, like, oh, I don't date dudes who do this or do that, okay? But again, you look at her dating history, and it's like the complete opposite. It's actually hilarious because a lot of guys will get blindsided because they have girlfriends, they have wives telling them that, oh, I'd never do this. They break up with them or the relationship dissolves, whatever. And then the girl goes and does exactly what she says that she'd never do and she's not interested in for years of her life. Let's continue on to the next clip.
So much better to handle a breakup respectfully and not go crazy and psycho on them. But that could never be me. That could never be me.
Yeah, and again, guys, like, this stuff is just considered, like, funny and quirky, I guess, right? So you going on, and here's the thing, a lot of women seem to agree with her. This is actually not a super popular TikTok channel, has 1,300 likes on it, okay? But this is the sentiment that's shared by a lot of women, guys. It's like this quirky and cute, funny thing when a girl goes psycho on a man, and we're all supposed to just look the other way because, oh, women don't do as much damage, right? Or crap like that. Or she could never, like, you guys have seen this case, I'm assuming, with Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, right? And there's literally a voice recording of her saying, oh, I didn't punch you, I only hit you, right? Like, this is the kind of stuff, it's not funny, it's not cute, it's not quirky, okay? That you're out here acting psycho. And let's not kid ourselves for a second here, guys. When these girls say psycho, it's really not it's not a small thing, you know what I mean? On to the next clip.
How do I have so many boy problems, but no boyfriend? No, what? How?
Well, you know, it's pretty obvious, right? You're chasing dudes who have no interest in committing to you. This is like the most amazing thing about, like, these people and their psychology, right, guys, is they will spend so much of their emotional capital, Hell, a lot of these girls spend a lot of money, right? If you guys recall the Tinder swindler, right? I'm pretty sure, I haven't looked into that too much myself, but apparently this guy got, roped in a lot of money from these desperate women. They invest into people who have no interest in investing into them, and then they turn around, right? They waste years of their lives. Okay, they become bitter, they become older. They become awful towards the men who actually invest in them. It's kind of like the cycle of life, right, guys? And it gets to the point where this stuff is so entirely predictable that I don't know, I could make an entire video series about it and never run out of content because there's always new videos about it. Like, that's how endemic this stuff is, guys. You can literally go to TikTok, search hashtags, like all this kind of stuff. Easy done. You'll find hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these clips, often new every single day. Let's continue on to the next clip.
You ever like, okay, time to go to the shops, but then your steering wheel's like, no, we're going to your ex's house, and just takes you there instead. What can you do?
I find it fantastic, right? Absolutely fantastic, okay? How men are sold the idea that, you're supposed to step up, you're supposed to be fantastic, okay? And what decisions you look over, okay? You're like, okay, I'm going to do my best, I'm going to provide, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And then you look over and you see TikToks like this, okay? Where, yeah, it's a joke, but at the end of the day, it's still what she's doing. Okay, so she's still driving to her ex's house. And guys, like, again, these are not half bad looking women. You'll notice that a lot of the girls in the TikToks that we show, guys, some of them are not the best, all right? But, like, they're not half bad looking. It's not as if this girl couldn't she's, like, pretty young. She's got blonde hair, okay? She seems, it's like she could go out and she could get a husband. Like, let's not kid ourselves here. She could go out, she could get a husband, she could get a boyfriend. But what is she instead doing with her time? She is going to see her exes. Oftentimes, guys, these exes have either treated them badly or cheated on them, quote unquote, or done all these terrible things, at least from the girl's perspective, right? A lot of the times these women don't even have relationships with these men to begin with, okay? Or he's only a narcissist because he didn't give her a relationship or whatever the case may be. But the fact remains, they're still going and seeing these dudes, and they want you to wait there and be good and excellent to them. Meanwhile, their behavior is the exact opposite. Let's continue into the next clip. And these are all short, guys. There was no real long clips from this woman. Let's take a listen.
If someone truly is in love with you, then no other person should be entering their mind. I know that you can look at someone and say that person's attractive, but if they're doing anything more than that, if they're starting to emotionally invest in this person, or they're hiding texts or doing whatever, that's a red flag.
I find it interesting how she brings up emotional investment. Guys, you'll notice that this is one of the very big difference between men and women, okay? Women tend to, and a lot of you guys will already know this, but a lot of women, they care more about the emotional investment rather than the physical investment. And for men, it's vice versa, right? So if your girl does something weird and physical with another guy, that's a huge issue. But if she emotionally invests in a guy, it's like, whatever, right? But vice versa, guys, it's like these girls, they'll get over literally being cheated on as long as the emotional investment was low and they're attracted enough to the guy. It's literally the most messed up crap you'll ever see, right? She literally says at the beginning, she's like, oh, I got cheated on and I still go back, or, it's totally cool. And she'll brush it under the rug. You know what really annoys these women, guys? Is if the guy goes out there, he gets with a random woman, and then he starts like giving her gifts or taking her out on dates, investing time and his validation into that woman. That's what will really drive her nuts, right? A lot of guys, like, they find this out. It's really weird to us as men, right? Where girls will they'll just return to cheaters. And the thing is, it's not because they have a lack of options, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of guys, really disgusting, but they'll return to their wives or, girls who have cheated on them or whatever, because dudes don't have a lot of options. Now, I don't agree with that, but that's oftentimes the logic, right? These girls just return because they're attracted to the dude. It's actually disturbing. Let's jump into the next one.
Hello? Ew. You're ugly. Oh my god.
This is actually true, by the way, guys. There's a YouTuber, what's his name? Oh yeah, Alexander Grace, okay? Many of you guys probably know this guy. He did a video not too long ago, and it was on, it was showing a graph and basically saying, like, if you're an ugly man, this graph should concern you, and that was his clickbait. Fantastic clickbait, right? But in the video, he goes over the fact that a lot of women, by default, are just disgusted by men, right? This leans into the idea, guys, that the majority of men are actually invisible to these women. Another reason why I don't have sympathy for them. Okay, if the majority of men are invisible to you, you feel like you're above them or they are disgusting, then I don't really care if you go out here and you date dudes who cheat on you. It's literally, guys, it's like white noise to me at this point. I could fall asleep, guys, and like, you know, girls like this will be crying, and it's just like, it's literally white noise at this point to me. Let's jump on to the next clip.
I will do anything to make this man fall in love with me. Except for tell him how I feel and tell him I'm completely in love with him and want to be with him forever and can't stop thinking about him. I can't do that. I can't do that, sorry.
A lot of these girls, they put on like a very mean facade, or, you know, they have like this persona that they put up in front, guys, you know, like the RBF, right? The resting face, shall we say. And you will notice that even the meanest of womanist woman, guys, you know what I mean? The one that's just absolute man repellent, who can't keep a man for more than 2 months at a time. These girls, when they find a guy that they like, they actually become really obsessed. Like, they turn from this masculine, really repulsive individual to someone who's just like head over heels with that man. You will notice, guys, that if a girl is highly attracted to you, you get a completely different version of that girl compared to what everybody else gets. Now, this is what confuses a lot of men, guys, like because girls will like flick from one to the other. Like, you say some dumb crap or whatever reason she has in her head, a lot of these girls, they'll just flick the switch, and then it's gone again. But it's really funny because they actually do get obsessed with dudes, and to the point where it can be really quite disturbing. And these are the same girls, by the way. We read an article the other day, okay, and it was like, oh, I-cells, I've got to kind of avoid the word here, I think, you know, like I-cells, they don't know how to handle rejection, right? And they need to learn blah, this, and this, okay? Have you ever seen a woman like this get just rejected, guys? My God, she'll start throwing crap, okay? Wouldn't be surprised if she goes out and keys the dude's car. She'll cry, she'll stalk him on social media, she'll try and go to venues that he's at. Okay, this is all normal and accepted psycho behavior, you know? Oh, it's just a girl and her crush, right? But yeah, no, not to me. Let's continue.
Right now, I'm ignoring so many guys. So many guys for the guy that doesn't want me. Like, I'm keeping myself free just in case he decides, you know, he wants to be with me. This is embarrassing.
Yeah, I actually agree with her. That is straight up embarrassing. Right, and I think that she's telling the truth right there. I don't think that she's lying, guys. Some of these TikToks, right, you'll notice that girls will just lie through their teeth, okay, about like body count or whatever. But sometimes you'll come across a video like this where they're actually not lying. And props to her, like, for actually saying how it is, right? It's disgusting, it's embarrassing. But, you know, props to her for actually saying how it is, guys. She's quote unquote, you know, holding out for that guy just in case. And I'll go one more, guys. These girls, oftentimes, they'll be holding out for that guy, and you know what they'll do in the meantime? A lot of them, they won't even stay single. They'll actually go out there and they'll get into another relationship in the meantime while they're waiting for the other guy to free up. And if that guy calls, then she'll leave that previous relationship. This is one of the many reasons why dudes get blindsided by this sort of stuff. It's because they have a previous attraction to a dude and they're just waiting for an opportunity and stuff like that. It's just straight up disturbing. Straight up disturbing. But guys, let's continue into today's magazine article. This is probably going to be a little bit shorter of an episode. And now, we were covering this one recently. Let me see if I can pull up the screen here. I can hit the right damn button, okay? This is an article, and it's titled, "He says that he just wants to be friends, but acts like he wants more. 21 signs and how to deal with it," okay? So you guys will notice that a lot of these girls, I'm just going to say it, they're straight up clueless. They have no idea what the hell they're doing. Or if they do, like, they really don't. They really have no idea what they're doing. They have no idea what they want. So that's how we wind up with signs like this, articles like this, excuse me, that go over the 21 signs of girls getting friend zoned. Now, you guys will notice that friend zoning for women, it's actually quite a different thing, because they don't really get friend zoned. They get F-buddy zoned, basically. A lot of these girls, it's like the guy doesn't want to, he doesn't even want to spend time with them. He doesn't want to be friends with them. He just wants to have his fun, and then he just kind of wants to leave her and not talk to her again. So girls, this is how girls wind up with articles like this, which, if you guys can imagine, right, there's probably a few of you in the audience who are fathers, but imagine if you're not, you become a father, and your daughter is sitting here reading articles like this. You would think to yourself, man, I'm probably a bad father, right? You know what I mean? Or maybe I should have been more present in her life or some crap like that. Embarrassing stuff. But let's take a look at some of these signs, okay? And we were already a bunch of the way down here. So let's see what else we have in this garbage. And let's take a look. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, this one's interesting. We'll start here. So these are, again, signs that, you know, how to tell if he's basically just using you for your body kind of thing. And he's not interested in you, in committing to you, which you would think would be really intuitive, but apparently we need 21 signs. Let's take a look. Point number 7. He doesn't care about your guy friend. When a guy is romantically interested in you, he'll want to know what's going on in your love life. He may ask questions about guys that you're hanging out with. I'm just going to highlight this, right? Let me... You're hanging out with, yep. Interesting. Or jokingly tease you about a guy you're on the phone with to see your reaction. On the other hand, when he's not interested in a relationship with you, he'll seem indifferent to this guy friend. He won't be jealous, protective, or possessive. You guys will notice that a lot of these girls, they actually play these games where they'll just try and get a rise out of you. And this is the kind of childish crap that really puts men off of dating. Because a lot of men will look at dating and they'll go, really? You're telling me that I'm going to go out here, get into a long-term relationship with a woman, and I have to deal with games, essentially, that I would expect from a toddler stealing out of a cookie jar? And the answer to that, guys, is yes. Right? Like, how messed up is that? The answer to that question is yes, okay? So he doesn't care about your guy friend. And this is true. If a guy's not interested in committing to you, he's not really going to care about your guy friend because, truth be told, you're just like girl number 5 or 6 in his rotation and he doesn't really give a crap. And if you choose to leave, then it is what it is. Guys, I'm actually going to highlight this to you for a second, okay? I'm going to pull up this woman one more time. I'm going to mute her so we don't have to listen. But so we got this girl right here. Okay, and I said before, look, there'd be plenty of dudes who would be interested in dating her, and I stand by that. Okay, she's relatively young, she looks decently well put together. I'm sure most of you agree that she's not ugly or anything like that, right? Just an average kind of girl. She could go out here, right? And all of these guy friends she could choose to get with. Okay, she absolutely could. And we're supposed to sit here and she's going to play games in a relationship. And this is the fantastic thing about standards, okay? Is like, girls know, and I've mentioned this in a few previous videos, it's like a lot of these women don't play games with men that they're highly attracted to because they know that they're girl number 6 and they don't want to be removed from the equation. Because a guy, for example, we might be watching this and you might, you know, not have a lot of girls attracted to you, or finding a relationship might be difficult. But please understand that there's some dude out there who you could not pay him a wad of money to hang out with this woman because he doesn't want to. Right? Because she's crazy, or because he's not interested in her, because he has other women, he has other things to spend his time on. He has another grind to do, he has something else to do, and she is easily replaceable. It's always funny, guys, these girls, like, they think that they're not replaceable, but in a lot of, you know, in a lot of places in the world, they are a dime a dozen. I've literally had friends in my life tell me, there's one particular friend I'm thinking about recently, guys, and he says to me, he doesn't really know about this content or anything like that. He's just a buddy of mine. Fantastic guy, right? And he was talking to me the other day and he goes, Taylor, he's like, I don't think I'm going to date Australia. So I'm from Australia, right? If you guys can't tell by the kangaroo accent, okay? You know, and he says to me without any prompting, he's like, you know, Taylor, I don't think I'm interested in dating Australian women anymore. And guys, like, I was trying not to crack the biggest smile of all time. I'm like, oh, really? Why is that? And he goes on to tell me, guys, and it's like, these girls, you know, they might think that they're pretty and all that, but it doesn't mean that a dude wants to be with you. It really doesn't. But let's continue on to the next point here. Point number 8. He talks with you about other girls. If he doesn't feel the same way about you, he'll talk with you about a relationship with someone else. Don't expect him to hide it if he decides to start dating someone. It's because he views you as his friend. I think that's a bit far right here. So he's conversating about things that friends talk about. Talking about other girls can extend to checking out other girls in front of you. He'll feel comfortable telling you if another woman is attractive or that he wants to have some fun with someone. This isn't a lot of guy friends. There isn't a lot that guy friends hold back when they talk about someone of the opposite gender with their friends. If you still like him as more than a friend, it's important to make sure that you're ready for this before deciding that you're okay being in the friend zone. I find it a bit overzealous, maybe would be the word, to assume that these girls have been friend zoned. It's like, truth be told, a lot of these guys don't even want to talk to you anyway. Like, again, like, you're just girl number 6, you're girl number 7, right? Depending on how much free time the guy has and what he prioritizes. Like, you're just another girl in the rotation. And I find it interesting that these girls actually think like they're in the friend zone. You're below the friend zone. That's the funniest thing. These women, guys, they get put in a position lower than the friend zone. But guys, I think we're going to be leaving today's episode there because I really need to be heading out and I need to jump in the car as soon as possible. So as always, guys, remember to leave your thoughts and your comments. If you have any experiences or things that you would like to share, feel free to do so, guys. If you disagree with me on anything, guys, that is what the comment section is for. So feel free to drop a thought. And otherwise, guys, make sure you take care of yourselves and I'll be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace. Yo, what is going on, guys? Past Taylor here. Just want to say thank you if you made it to the end of today's video. Before you head out, there's just a few announcements that I'd like to make. The first is that my editor, who goes through all of the blood, sweat, and tears of putting together content for us to endure, has started his own YouTube channel. The link will be in the video description, so make sure that you go and show him some support by going and giving him a sub. Also, we are currently looking to expand Fiendish content creation behind the scenes, so if you are interested in becoming a content creator alongside me, be sure to check out the application form at the very bottom of the video description. This is for those of you who are interested in becoming a part of the content that you see here on YouTube. So if you're interested in applying, make sure to get in quick. People who apply first will have priority for consideration. Again, the link is at the very bottom of the video description. Lastly, if you guys are interested in supporting the channel, there are links to both Patreon and locals below the video, guys. I'd like to extend a huge thank you to the supporters on those two platforms. You guys allow me to make these episodes and your support is greatly appreciated. As always, guys, make sure you take care of yourselves and I will catch you later for real this time, guys. Peace.